passion. I've been thinking about you and you only. And we just like a fuck, that's nothing else. You know, I'm falling in love, that's for someone else.
What's good, y'all? So in this video, I'm going to be reacting to This Kanye West Situation is Crazy by Jamari. If they're talking about this nitrous oxide, is that what it's called? The laughing gas shit that apparently is damaging Kanye West's brain, then I already know, like, parts. Like, that's kind of all I know, to be honest. And that a doctor is giving it to him. But I don't know if there's more to the story, so we just about to find out. Let's get into it.
The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush hates black people.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Oh.
Halfway. Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man.
It was a Jewish doctor.
You said the album was coming out on Saturday. It didn't come out.
He's so erratic.
I didn't finish it.
He has long been known for being someone
At least he was honest. At least he was honest, bitch. I mean,
who relishes in stirring the pot and creating controversy. And for a long time, it seemed like no matter what he did or said, it did not matter because he was winning on such a massive scale.
Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win. I guess we'll never know.
Many consider him to be one of the most innovative artists of all time, and he has fearlessly pushed the envelope and shaped the sounds of several generations of music with his key ability to create. And that's not to even mention his billionaire status that he achieved mostly through his clothing creations, and of course the Yeezy brand in general with the shoes. Because even in the midst of all the smoke and mirrors, Kanye always showed himself to be a visionary and an amazing businessman who simply would not take no for an answer. But over the last couple of years, it's growing more and more apparent that Kanye seems to have overextended his welcome, both in the entertainment and major business industry. He has gone through a lot personally with his divorce from Kim Kardashian. Obviously, he had the whole debacle with Adidas cutting him off due to his Twitter rants. He was in massive debt. They froze his bank account. He was coming out every other week saying some outlandish stuff. And recently, it's really felt like the first time in history that Kanye is losing impact from literally every standpoint that matters to him, whether that be in business or in music or merely his public perception. And that's not to even mention his very fast marriage to Bianca Censori, who he constantly has parading around with no clothes on. Like,
yeah,
I'm talking.
What is it about? Why is she always naked? Because I remember when he was with Kim, I don't know if it was Kim that said it, somebody said, or if it was from Kanye's mouth, basically saying that some of the outfits that she wears makes him, like, insecure. And, like, he doesn't want her showing that much. So, like, what is the 360... 180 that he's doing with his new wife? What is that
about completely see-through, like it looks like they wrapped her naked body up with some saran wrap. Like recently I saw this video where Kanye is out at dinner with a ton of people, and his girl is sitting there just straight up topless, and everyone is sitting around acting like it's completely normal. Like, hey, dude with the shades in the corner, you're not fooling anyone. We know it's a cool 69 in that room and you were making eye contact with those biddies. Now recently Kanye released his newest album, Vultures 2, and it was met with a lot of criticism with a lot of Kanye's lifelong fans wondering what the hell was going on. Because while Kanye might have been wild and doing whatever he wanted, one thing that always stayed consistent was that he was going to make some good sounding music for his fans. And it really did feel like that was something that was never gonna change. I mean, don't get me wrong, he wasn't making Graduation or even The Life of Pablo, but he was still capable of releasing a good project. Amongst many criticisms for this album, people mainly complained about the lack of straight up sound quality on this record.
That is so scary, them damn platinum implant teeth. Like, what the fuck?
Something they would release a year after his death. Everything new is either low quality, AI, or songs heard years ago.
Garbage mixing, lazy verses, unfinished songs. Ye can do way better.
Okay, I was about to say, because I don't know, I reacted to one of his songs, 530. And it was like cool up until a certain point, and then I was like, he not even saying real words. What the fuck was that about? Why they do this? And I was like, is there a purpose? And I was saying, like, Ye fans are probably, like, somehow defending this shit, and obviously not.
My goat is washed. Now, I tried to get through this whole project last night, and it's a very rough listen. In fact, it's so poorly made that it makes Lil Pump's Harvard Dropout look like a masterpiece. And I know Kanye likes to do the thing where he basically starts putting out patch notes on his music, but no amount of remixing or adding or subtracting from these songs is going to make this a listenable experience, much less an enjoyable one. Now, this has left even the biggest Kanye stans in shambles. It's kind of like when the Patriots
Degenerosity. Y'all look at my annoying characters. At the end, he talks about Ye in this album. And he was a stand. You feel me?
Brady, and the fans didn't know what to do with themselves because they were so used to being the perennial favorite for damn near 2 decades. But now this alleged whistleblower has come forward, and it might shed some light on Kanye's very strange behavior over the last couple of years. Milo Yiannopoulos is the man who posted this information about Kanye. He is a very controversial political figure who I will say has historically not been the most trustworthy source. And he's definitely said some really strange shit in the past. Despite all of that, when Kanye was going through that arc where he wanted to run for president and was hanging out with the likes of Nick Fuentes and all that other weird shit that he was doing.
No, the fuck he won't. I know about Nick. Why was he with Nick? Why is any person of color with Nick?
And though that movement seems to have now lost all momentum, Kanye had hired Milo once again to be the chief of staff at Yeezy Apparel in April of this year, only for him to step down a month later over a disagreement with the direction of the company where Kanye now wanted to make adult films. Regardless of all of that, Milo would take to Twitter to blow his alleged whistle on what's been going on with Kanye. There is a reason Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, is no longer capable of successfully releasing music or clothing. In fact, there are several reasons, but the most serious and the most recent is his dentist, Thomas Connolly.
See, I knew. The nitrous oxide, bitch.
Got Ye hooked on nitrous, laughing gas. It is my belief that Connolly sought to diminish Ye's mental faculties so that Connolly and his business associates could extract millions of dollars from him. Earlier this year, I uncovered the fraud and intervened. Ye hooked on nitrous blew up our relationship on purpose by proposing something that he knew a dangerous predator who targets African-American celebrities.
Why did we trust anyone who has their hair tattooed on them? This man's hair is tattoo ink. Like, do y'all see what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, I don't try to judge motherfuckers, but I mean, if you supposed to be doing some medical procedures or maybe like psychiatric work on me or whatever, cosmetic surgery, I don't know. You gotta be looking up to par. Which means at least if you just wanted to be bald, you bald. It is what it is. You tattooed hair. You're not mentally there. I mean, we're just being honest. Like, what?
Into whose mouth he puts fake diamonds, as I suspect he did to Lil Yachty. He must be stopped. I filed a complaint with the California Dental Board last week to that end. Milo would also share this video where he
fake
says
diamonds.
that Kanye is off the laughing gas.
Ryan Garcia, this I'm on the nitrous.
And then he would later post this alleged affidavit, which is a written statement that is signed under oath to verify that the information in the document is true. Now here once again he calls out the dentist Thomas Connolly, accusing him of the unlawful supply of enormous quantities of nitrous gas to the wealthy, famous patient for explicit recreational use, the physical transportation of 4 surgical-sized canisters by Connolly himself into the patient's home on just one afternoon, charging more than $50,000 per month for this service, continuing to supply the gas long after the emergence of distressing symptoms that led to widespread comments and concern, instruction to the patient in the operation of nitrous gas canisters left by Connolly at the patient's home, knowingly encouraging their use in the absence of a qualified anesthesiast or medical professional by a person with a history of mental illness and addiction, the abandonment of said patient to the self-destructive consequences of said dependence, showing indifference or worse to the prospect of permanent damage in the brain and in the body by Connolly's negligence at best and malice with the intent to defraud at worst. Upon information and belief, the wrongful and fraudulent extraction of millions of dollars by Connolly and his business associates from a patient he knew to be confused, dependent, weakened, and in an addicted state. Testimony from Connolly's business partner that he has defrauded dozens of his athletes and celebrity client base by charging them for natural stone diamonds orthodontics, but in reality using cheap, lab-grown diamonds for as much as a 15,000%.
But could you expect anything less from a mofo that got hair tattooed on his head? I mean, I'm just being real with y'all.
$15 to the Mexican drug cartel, and that this—
Oh! That's it. He got to pay his debt. He said, I'm getting my money one way or another. These mofos is crazy over there. And I seen some stuff about the drug cartel in Mexico. The mofos are different. They're different. But, I mean, what was you doing for you to be in debt that damn much with the Mexican cartel? Carrying out his own search. Uses it to launder money. Oh, so that's where they cleaning the money? This is getting deep. This feels like an episode of Power. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, like genuinely it does. Like, this is like on the same level of what they was doing on Power. Why is he in debt? Was he getting the cocaine himself?
This cartel owns his surgical practice in Beverly Hills and uses it to launder money. Understand that this guy Thomas Connolly is known for being a celebrity dentist who has apparently done work for people like Shaq, Lil Yachty, Justin Jefferson, DaBaby, and many other celebrities.
If I had to credit, who are really the founders of my business, is that the brains are Post Malone and Odell Beckham Jr., and that's why they're nurse. Yep.
This guy's basically putting diamonds and other fancy things in people's mouths. And obviously one of the other big accusations here is that he has taken his clients and then charging them as if they were naturally grown. For those of you that don't know, lab-grown diamonds are significantly cheaper than ones that grow on Earth, but with the human eye, they are nearly indistinguishable. And can I just acknowledge that this dude looks absolutely...
What's the difference, though? I mean, obviously one's real, one's fake. Is it going to be a detriment to you? Is my question. Like, you know how when you get fake jewelry and it can turn green or it can give you an allergic reaction or whatever the case is there like a similar effect with a lab-grown diamond? I mean, I would assume it's not natural, so something would have to go wrong. That is fucked up that you're charging them a price of a real one when you're using a fake one. He's a scammer. We should have known.
Insane. Like, I'm not trusting anyone who has their hairline tattooed on.
Do you know what I'm saying, bro? I don't be just talking shit, bro. I don't be talking. And that's what I feel very validated when mofos be on the same type time I'm on, you know what I'm saying? So.
Claims here that Kanye started a relationship with this guy doing his teeth. He started giving him access to the laughing gas nitrous and basically got him addicted to the point where Kanye would do anything to keep him in-house so he could have a steady supply.
Like, that's the face of somebody you would trust right there. It don't have to do with anything with attraction, but I'm just saying, that's something about his face.
Experience in business, wanted to restructure the entire Yeezy company himself. With no experience in either music or fashion, and without examining a single document or interviewing a single member of staff, Connolly proposed widespread and disruptive changes to Yeezy's structure and operations, without even knowing what they were, and offered himself as the ideal candidate to lead the business and revivify the company's fortunes. Although he knew nothing about the business and supplied no business plan or assessment of the company's financials, because he didn't know them. Connolly nonetheless insisted that he could not accept any less than $2.4 million a year in compensation. In his plan, he allegedly detailed that his primary goals were to build the Drome, which was supposed to be some sort of city in the Middle East. His next goal was allegedly to build the personal use N202 system, and then to build some sort of Yeezy car. I mean, if that is all true, that is
don't tell me that's what it was supposed to look like. I blame Cybertrucks. Oh God, them shits is ugly as fuck. No offense, Elon. All offense, Elon, actually. Them shits are ugly as hell. Fuck is we talking about? Huh? And now I just saw the Cybertruck with no wheels that floats and shit.
It's an absolute garbage plan of action. I did find this interview from last year where he sounds very intrigued by the idea of the personal use anesthesia.
I think a segue between the two worlds would be the local anesthesia route. There's no reason why tattoo artists aren't getting local anesthetic.
By April.
Why would you need to? Why would you need to? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have 6. I'm not like all over my body tatted up. I have 6 tattoos. Yes, they are uncomfortable. Was I gonna like die? No. My longest one took like an hour and a half. It's painful. It is what it is. You sign it up. It's a needle going into your skin. Like, what are we talking about? But you do not need anesthesia. When they, first of all, they have numbing cream, and I didn't know nothing about that at all. I still wouldn't have used it. I'm like a G. But they have numbing cream. Use that if it's really that serious. But you do not need to be under anesthesia when you're getting a tattoo. And if you do, then get it in parts. And if you do need, like, if you're really considering anesthesia, maybe you should reconsider that damn... Like, what are we talking about? Anesthesia isn't just just take anesthesia. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like that's people can die. Like, you have to know how much to give and how much not to give and everything. And I just feel like I'm very much against, like, I don't like medication personally. I remember I was really in a bad place in my life and, like, really, really, really fucking bad. And I got antidepressants. I didn't take one of those. First of all, I have a very bad reaction to medicine. I'm very sensitive. I have side effects all the time. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Usually. Else, when we start getting, like, more than just, like, kind of, like, over-the-counter shit, yeah, no, I'm not doing it. Because I remember I got my wisdom teeth pulled. They gave me perks. I took one perk. When I told you I hated that shit. I hate how I felt. I took one. The pain was bad, so I took one. I ended up leaving that bottle the fuck alone. I don't care how bad the pain was. I ain't take no more. I took some ibuprofen. Called it a fucking day. I was in pain. It is what it is. I had another situation that, whatever. It was bad. It was a really, really painful situation. You know, it is what it is. Okay. Not putting my business out there for real, but really like the worst, Jesus Christ, worst pain. And I just took ibuprofen 800s, you know what I'm saying? And then I think like I don't know what else that shit was. It was something else, but it was for like pain or bleeding. I don't really know. Anyways, I'm just really careful with medication because I really do feel like there's a big epidemic, an opioid epidemic and a drug problem in America, obviously. I've been around a lot of people that had drug issues, overdosed in front of me, had to take them to the hospital, all types of shit, traumatized, all that. I'm not even, fuck no, I'm not. I done had to help mofos through withdrawal multiple times. I'm good. Like, it's never that serious. If it's that serious, bitch, we gonna have to figure something out. I might have to die. I don't know. But no, so I'm not an advocate of medication because they'll get you on medication. What you don't realize is that most of the time you have to wean yourself off, but you can get addicted very quickly. And if they don't wean you off, I remember I had to take something else. I had like an ear infection. They gave me something, and it was a steroid. And I'm thinking, cool. It knocked the pain out. I was good. Like, right? Why would I stop taking it? I was so sick. So sick. I was like, bro, is this even fucking worth it? Where I'm like shivering in the middle of the night, like I got cold sweats and all that. It was just not worth it. So I feel like when it's over prescription of shit when you don't need it, you don't need anesthesia when you get a tattoo. I'm rambling. I'm so sorry, but that's just my feelings. I feel like that's stupid as fuck.
Most disturbingly of all, I learned that Connolly had moved into the apartment building Ye resided at during this period, at Ye's expense. Given Connolly's familiarity with rap and hip-hop music stars, many of whom have been clients in the past, there can be no doubt that he was aware of Ye's psychological vulnerabilities. Milo would also go on to share a group message that was allegedly between him, Kanye, and this dentist, where the dentist allegedly speaks about wanting to build this personal nitrous machine. This needs to be a long-term goal, get recreational nitrous legalized, to which Milo posed these questions and concerns, and Kanye says allegedly, "Can I have nitrous today? Tom, you said you'd bring them by today. Checking in." Kanye's new chief of staff would actually respond to these claims, sort of, saying that Kanye is the healthiest and happiest he's been in a long time after taking a break from social media, and that the toxic people who used and abused him are now out of the picture. Milo also claims that when he was put in charge that he noticed the company was burning money at a massive rate, and that most of it was going towards nothing productive. And he really does make it seem like several people here were taking Kanye for a free ride, leeching off his wealth and taking advantage of his trust and his bad mental health. Even claiming that someone named Paul Johnson had seized assets from Kanye, including Grammys, birth certificates of his children, and apparently even his mother's death certificate. I mean, obviously, guys, it's impossible to know how many of these claims can actually be substantiated, and this guy Milo is not known for being the most trustworthy source, but a lot of what he says here, at least to me, looks like it could possibly be legit, especially given some of the interviews I've watched with this guy Tom Connolly, and how anxious he seems to further evolve the person.
And it's like, if you're gonna tattoo on your hair, like, why would you choose that shape? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of, I guess that's not the point.
You're saying I wouldn't be surprised if there was some truth to these statements. Obviously, if this was a legit affidavit, he could be tried for perjury, and that would be a federal offense if he is lying, so he's really kind of putting his life on the line here. And that's not to even mention the Mexican cartel, which can obviously be extremely powerful. But I want to know what you guys think about all this down below.
I don't even know. You know, I don't know. I do believe that he's always acted kind of erratic, but lately it just seems like, I don't know, he's spiraling. And it's, like I said, it's really unfortunate. I mentioned this in the degenerosity video that I watched, reacted to the annoying characters. And he has like 4 really young kids. So this is really, like, you know, sad if he is hooked on it, which it seems like he is. I'm not gonna lie. Seems like he is, but I don't know if his manager saying that he's the healthiest and happiest he's ever been, if that's like to cover up while they get some shit together, while they try to fix this shit. Or if it's true, because I mean, I don't really know how it could be true, you know? So I don't know. I feel like it might have seemed like I was joking when I was saying stuff about, like, bro got his hair tattooed on. Like, I don't know. That just doesn't look like somebody I would trust. And that's, like, dead ass. Like, out of the bottom of my heart, I really don't get it. the whole lab grown versus real diamond. If he's scamming, then if he's scamming mofos on that level, if he's $2 million in debt with the cartel, this is not that full, like the far-fetched that he would get mofos hooked on a drug so that he could benefit or to manipulate them into doing what he wants with their business type shit. So I don't know. This is just sad to me. Yeah, I just hope Kanye gets together for his kids and that there's no long-term damages or effects from this shit. And he's like, you know, just going crazy from now on. And that people around him are not trying to just appease him. And they're actually gonna be like, you know, like, chill out, bro. Like, get it the fuck together. Not a bunch of yes men. So, I don't know. Anyways, y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. I'll see you on the next one.